Good morning. Good morning out there. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples. It is so great to see you. We have a green tinge this morning in our sanctuary. I don't know if those of you who are online are wearing green this morning, your jammies maybe with the little shamrocks on them. Welcome to everybody out in the pavilion. Thank you for all being here. My name is Tony Fisher. Always grateful to be here and serving this congregation as minister. This is that point in the service where I like to recognize folks in the congregation who are doing really good things. And today you'll also have your opportunity to thank this group of people and also support them. I'm going to call Missy Cowan up front right now and have her tell you about our weekend meals program. It's such an important part of this congregation's work. And so I will hand it over to Missy and thank you for your work, and we'll get to thank you again later on. So please.
It's me again. So, as he said, my name is Missy Cowan, and I am the chairperson of our Weekend Meals for Kids program. And as many of you know, and for those of you who are new to UU, for the past 11 years, if you can believe it, our congregation has made an immediate impact on food-insecure kids in our community by filling their tummies with nutritional food on the weekends. I'm waiting for a slide. We have also been able to transform lives in the long term by fueling brains and helping build strong bones. Here we go. What could be more gratifying than that? So let's take a quick look at the numbers so you can get an idea of our impact on the community. 5, the number of partner elementary schools to which we currently deliver weekend meals for kids. 161. The number of children we currently serve 3 meals a day each weekend, and you can see how it's grown. Thank you. 38, the number of weeks that the bags are delivered to the schools. Here comes the big one. 5,632 bags will have been delivered. And thank you to our drivers. 76 trunk loads of bags will have been delivered. And this is my favorite number, 40. That's the number of volunteers we currently have helping out with the Weekend Meals program. And they're the ones that make the magic happen. So I'd like to ask all my volunteers who are here today to please stand and be recognized. I don't know if there are any outside or not. Thank you for your dedication and hard work. And I've got to say, this is such a fun group to work with week after week after week. And if you're not quite sure, but you're thinking about volunteering, and you're just like, maybe not, I'm going to propose to you that you come and try us out during the month of May. I'll have a sign-up sheet out on the pavilion, and you can just come once and see how much fun we have, and then make your decision. So I welcome anyone else who wants to jump in with the fun group. Okay, and now I'd like to share a day in the life of our team. And a message of appreciation from Golden Terrace Elementary. Thanks. Sometimes it's hard to fathom how great the need really is. Just a few weeks ago, I had a conversation with a counselor in another school, and I learned that they have so many children who are going hungry on the weekends that they have been taking our bags and opening them and dividing the food in half so that they can get nutrition to more kids, but it's still not enough. This one school said they have 160 children alone who would qualify for the Title I programs, and I think at that school now we're currently sending 40 bags, which is covering 80 kids, but not the full 6 meals that we'd intended, but at least they're getting some nutrition. So you can see it's a really worthy program, and the need is still there and continues to grow. Okay, nothing better than bringing a smile to a child's face and giving parents some peace of mind. Here's how you can have a direct impact on these children and their lives. You can submit your donation by mailing a check to the church, dropping a check in the offering plate, and listing weekend meals on the memo line. Or you can go to our website, click on the donation button, and make a donation that way. Even better, you can meet me out on the pavilion after the service. It doesn't get any easier than that. So thank you in advance for your time, talents, and treasure that will sustain this truly transformational program for the 24-25 school year. So see you on the pavilion.
Think so? Well, I guess I did. You know, my hand goes instinctively into my pocket when I'm standing there, so there's... Sorry about that. So let's take a deep breath and begin our worship service this morning with our morning prelude. We are all longing to go home to a place we have never been, a place half remembered and half envisioned, we can only catch glimpses of from time to time. Community. Here there are people to whom we can speak with passion without having the words catch in our hearts. Here a circle of hands will open to receive us, eyes will light up as we enter, voices will celebrate with us whenever we come into our own power. Community means strength that joins our strength to do the work that needs to be done. Arms to hold us when we falter, a circle of healing, a circle of friends, someplace where we can be free. Let's join together in our chalice lighting in your order of service or on the screen. May this flame stir our hearts to be truly welcoming, to grow in mind and spirit, and to widen the circle of peace, justice, and love. And let's rise in body or spirit and joining in our opening hymn, number 347 in the gray hymnal, Gather the Spirit.
Trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love and conscience refined. With body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace. Gather in thanks. Gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion and strength. Gather to celebrate once again.
Be seated. Grab that microphone, please. This morning we have one of those special moments in the life of a congregation when we officially welcome new members into our community. To lead this ceremony, I would love to call up John Pipkin. John is the chair of our membership committee, and also here with us is Elaine Cockcroft, president of the Board of Trustees. John.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't have a mic this morning, but I've heard
Well, here.
complain that I speak too loudly
That's why you-
anyway.
that's
so
why-
now we'll see.
Well, here.
Right? You're the one that complained that I speak too loudly.
Here you go.
Okay.
It's on. It's on.
Okay, how's that?
Good.
Okay. My name is John Pipkin, and I do chair the membership committee here at UUCGN. And I would like to invite the following new members to join us at the front of the church. And for those of you sitting in the choir, there's no exception. And also those of you seated, as I've told many of you as you come in, take advantage of this. This is the one and only time you'll have a reserved seat here. So I will start, hopefully, in alphabetical order. We have Ligaya Bibi, Steve Frediani.
The guy, I want you to come over here and let's create a big arc out in front here.
Maria Bibi, Lee Burkhold, Richard Burkhold, Kim Craig, Cheryl Dromgould, Ann Fitzgerald. She's the only one with an Irish name here that I've found so far. Barbara Freeman. Karen Doozy. Richard Greenwald. That's good. That's a good thing. Kim Horiel. Kim, are you here? Okay. Barbara Laurent. Lou Laurent. Brian Lavin. Daryl Manning. Jerry Manning. Lori McCann. Cynthia Scher, who I had the pleasure of sitting with yesterday at the Vision 25. Lucy Ryback. Ralph Ryback. Bobby Schuster. Dave Lyson. Well, would you look at this?
Pretty damn good. Isn't this exciting? Okay, I now ask the congregation. Let's use this. I now ask the congregation. What am I doing? Oh, he told me. It's John's fault.
It's my turn.
You told me it's your turn.
It's there. It's right there.
You still have a little bit of left after the list there, so.
I don't know. Whose turn is it?
Well, it doesn't matter. I now ask the congregation to please rise in body or spirit.
Wait,
Tony's not happy.
I'll continue from here on.
All right.
Damn.
Sorry, we should have rehearsed.
This is both a solemn and joyous occasion for all of us. By signing the membership book, you have indicated you found a home here, that this is a place where you feel both welcome and challenged, and that you find resonance with our Unitarian Universalist values and our congregational mission. So welcome. You've made a decision to join this congregation in the search for truth, in the struggle for justice and the quest to live in loving relationship with one another. These are not necessarily easy things to do. Truth is often unwelcome, justice can be slow and painful to achieve, and love is not always easy to manifest in all aspects of our daily lives. Ours is a covenantal tradition. We don't ask you to profess your faith to become a member, but by signing the book, you promise to journey with us in the spirit of love. As we move forward together, our hope is that you will find enough strength and courage in the connections you make here to pursue together the goals of a beloved community. Elaine.
I now ask the congregation to please rise, embody your spirit, and join me in reading in unison the words of welcome that are included in our order of service. Okay, guys?
Welcome
to this community of free faith. We honor your commitment and pledge to support you on your journey towards truth and meaning. We invite your active participation as we work together to create a larger community of peace, justice, and love. Thank you for joining us. We are enriched by your presence.
And for our new members, allow me to lead you in your response, which you will find in your order of service as well. New members, grateful for your welcome. You may say this. We join with you in the search for truth and in the service of justice. We pledge to walk with you on this journey of faith in open minds and hearts, celebrating all of the circles of life. Happy to be among you. We make this commitment of membership gladly.
The congregation can be seated, and new members, please remain where you are. At this point, we offer you the Hand of Fellowship, a tradition in Unitarian Universalism. The Hand of Fellowship is a simple act, but it has a deep significance. As John and Elaine and I offer you this symbolic gesture on behalf of the entire congregation, please know that you are warmly welcomed into this expanding community of peace, justice, and love. So David, let's start here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And this is for Lucy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. John? Thank you. Lou? Thank you. Barbara? Richard? Karen? Barbara? Ann? Cheryl? Kim? Richard? Lee? Maria? Steve? Nagaya? Thank you. Welcome. One more time, let's appreciate our new members. Thank you. Please be seated. And as we remain seated, let's join together in our centering hymn, Spirit of Life. It's number 123 in the hymnal.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life, the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón cántale tu compasión. Sopla a volar, sube en la mar hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arraigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí.
We join together amidst the tumults of our individual lives, brought together by this desire for community, to share in a moment of joy or sorrow, laughter or pain. This is our opportunity as a community to share with one another those things that are deeply personal to us. If you have a joy or sorrow that you'd like to share, I hope you'll raise your hand. I'll bring you the microphone. Share what's in your heart. And again, things that are personal. Try it. Should be up.
Hello?
Yep.
Oh, hi.
Right there.
He doesn't know why I'm standing up, but it's our 36th anniversary on Tuesday.
My name is Skip Lundborg, and this is a medley, a mix, actually, joys and sorrows. On Wednesday, my wife, Tony, who most of you have not seen, she's living in an assisted living facility for the last few years. She celebrated her 81st birthday. That's good news. By the end of that celebration, we were in the hospital together. She developed an infection and has been treated ever since. The good news is that she may get sprung out of there as soon as tomorrow. So it's been a roller coaster week, and I'm glad to be here today.
Hi, my name is Kathy Schultes, and my husband and I have been visiting for the last 4 months. We'll be leaving soon, but we wanted to say how warmly we've been welcomed. And there are two people in this congregation who maybe I've not said enough to how much we appreciated their warmth, and they're both celebrating birthdays today. And so in the interest of confidentiality, I won't say who they are, but thank you to you for including us in your lives.
Thank you.
My name is Bob Stanley, and we have a joy. Yesterday, our third great-grandchild and first great-grandson was born.
Wow.
I'm Earl Anderson. We have an honor and a privilege today in that we have a real, genuine Vermonter in our presence. I'd like to introduce Cheryl Plaguey, who's been a longtime friend, born in Vermont, educated in Vermont, raised in Vermont, still lives in the same house for 45 years, and comes to see us every spring. So, She is a real Vermonter. Cheryl?
Welcome. Bill Pettinger. Remind you of the contrast of the Ides of March when Julius Caesar was assassinated, in contrast to March 17th, St. Patrick's birthday. Well, I want you to think of enjoying St. Patrick's birthday by my lovely wife Jeannie's Fighting Alumni beating the Badgers of Wisconsin this afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Hi, my name is Leslie, and I thought I'd stand today because my last name is McDermott. Yes, I married an Irishman. We've been married for 32 years, and we have 5 adopted children, and I'm very blessed. But my mom was recently misdiagnosed and very quickly went blind. And she was an avid tennis player, a pickleball player, and a golf player. She's 87, and she was good at all 3. But her caretaker now, my stepfather, Kurt, his kidneys have stopped, and he's having surgery this morning. So if you could pray or send good thoughts his way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Allie, and my boyfriend Chase and I are visiting from Colorado because my grandma, Grammy, we called her, just passed away a few hours ago at around 3:30 this morning. So I'm so grateful that we can be here in her honor, and just thinking of her. Wynn was her name. Wynn.
Thank you. So glad you're here.
Hi, my name is Al Kern. I've been here 5 years now, and I never have the gumption to stand up and speak. So I want to share the joy of the experience we had yesterday and the strategic plan, and in particular share the reflection that was so meaningful for me, which I finally came to by the end. For those of you who weren't there, we first were asked to look at what the congregation meant for us individually, and that was wonderful. So many amazing sharings of sharing what those values, principles and values mean to us individually. Then we were asked to share how the congregation has benefited us and how we've engaged in the congregation. And for me, in the past 3 years, thanks to participation with my wife, Nancy, we've been involved in leading a chalice circle, which has been amazing in terms of being able to take off our mask and really share deeply who we are in a very caring, wonderful group of people. And that's been unbelievably meaningful for me for the past 3 years. And then the third question, which was stated as a who, but for me really was more of a what. What does this community mean in the larger community? And I think, it means first and foremost a minister who's unbelievably wonderful and dedicated to justice. I'm just so proud of him and how he represents us in the community in so many different ways. It's really amazing. Plus, he came all the way to Maine to marry Nancy and I, which was incredible. But what we are to the community, I think, is the meals for children. We are Emerson Academy, but what also came to me yesterday was what really drew me to this church 5 years ago was we had this program called Progressive Voices. And I was just so astonished by that there was a community of progressive voices here, anywhere. I didn't know such a thing existed. And I'm just so proud and joyful and happy and thankful to be able to be part of this community.
Thanks, Al.
My name is David Sleeper, and I have both a sorrow and a joy. I'll start with the sorrow. Friday, I lost a very good friend to cancer at the age of 67. And that's always a sad thing to happen to anybody. But my joy is I am so thrilled to see all these new members today. When you come to this congregation, it's instant love. So you have found a family and a community that will support you, that will embrace you. Thank you all. Let's give them another beautiful round of applause.
I'm Harriet Lancaster. I have a joy. You won't see him, however. My grandson and two friends came in from Amherst last night. They got in at 2:30 in the morning. I'm here, they're sleeping. But Gabriel was named in this congregation 22 years ago, just about the same time of the year.
Thank you.
My name is Mandy Finizio. I have to tell you, I spent 30 years standing in front of a group of middle school children without trepidation, but standing in front of this group, whew, total different ballgame. So what forced me to get on my feet was referred to by an earlier speaker, that I have the joy and the privilege of honoring this gentleman who is celebrating his 80th St. Patrick's Day birthday with the name of Finizio. And on our way in, someone said, well, why didn't they name you Patrick? I said, Patrick Finizio? So he's none the worse for wear. He keeps me going. He keeps me on my toes.
Hello, my name is Karen Sullivan. I've never spoken before either. But anyway, I have a joy to share. My daughter Jeannie is with me. She's from Arizona, and she and her husband adopted 2 children 3 years ago. One of the children is Patty. She's with us. And it's such a joy to see the growth and the change in a child that's loved. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Susan Music, and I have a sorrow. My husband and I bought a little retreat at a lake in Ohio back in 1978, which after he retired kind of became our community, and that community was destroyed by the tornado last Thursday. So, but, you know, they will rebuild, but it's a sorrow, yeah, that we have to have that.
Thanks, Susan.
Hi, I'll be brief. I just wanted to recognize, I'm Daryl Manning, and thank you for welcoming us this morning. Yesterday was our oldest granddaughter's 12th birthday. I was there when she came and entered the world after 2.5 days of really difficult labor on my daughter's part. I was the first one to see her, so makes her extremely special in my heart. She had her birthday party with her girlfriends, and then she got sick. So here's hoping she feels better in time for them to come and see us next week.
Thanks, Daryl.
Hello, my name is Richard Greenwald. I have a joy, and that is my granddaughter is once again selling the world's best Girl Scout cookies. And I don't know if there's any left, but if there are, I'll try and hook you up if you want some. Just let me know.
Hello, my name is Maria Bibi, and thank you for welcoming me, to this UU congregation. I must say, this is not my first UU congregation. We've been members, my husband and I, in at least 3 countries, 6 cities in the U.S. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Maria.
I'm Chris Cowan, and I have 2 joys. One is thankfulness and joy around the meeting yesterday of gathering the congregation, that so many people, we had over 90 people, came and poured their ideas and their thoughts and their feelings into creating a vision for our congregation in the future. And that's just a great step forward, and I thank them all. The second joy is our Queen of Weekend Meals celebrated a birthday on Thursday. And yet again, she's 29.
Wow. So much to be joyful for, many sorrows. This life we share is both blessed and difficult, and that's why we share it. Thank you all so much. Let's join together in the spirit of meditation, first through spoken words and then in silence. Spirit of life and love, God of our deepest understanding, each of our days is made up of a myriad of choices. Some we make quickly, almost automatically. Some require deeper consideration. Some choices might change our day. Some will change our lives. How will we choose? What will we choose? What perceived reward or risk will push us in one direction or the other as we move through this harsh world? What guideposts will we follow? What other lives will we consider? How safe will we be? How bold? With privilege comes more freedom to choose, more breadth of opportunity. The idea that we can choose our level of comfort when many cannot. The journey ahead provides no guarantees, save perhaps one. So when the time comes to look back on the choices we've made, or the times when we could not choose and let life follow its course, which of course was a choice in itself, how will we measure our days and the choices we made?
Well, thank you, Al and Chris, for starting the conversation about yesterday and the visioning process. It was a very powerful experience for 90 of us to be here in one room. Back on. First, I would like to thank the other members of the Visioning Committee, and if they could stand up, I'd appreciate it. Chris Cowan was our chair, did a marvelous job. Steve Espinoza, Jack Gorski, Martha Cornell, who's not here, Janet Hoffman, are you here? And of course, Tony. So thank you so much for leading it. When we first met in January, we made a decision to meet once or twice a month. Chris created a mission statement for our task, which read, quote, "To facilitate the development of a congregationally based and inspired vision for UUCGN's future, we will work closely with Sukup Strategic Solutions to accomplish this goal." In the beginning, we leaned heavily into the survey results, the survey that we did early last fall. I think we all needed a refresher in understanding what the data from 164 of us communicated. After solo exploration of the data, our group consensus was to share the insights of the survey with the congregation in small, digestible bites. And thus grew the Snippet Whisperer. And that is Jack Gorski in the back row. Did all of you see the snippets as they came along week by week? Each week, Jack drilled down into one area of the data to share. The last snippet, which was kind of like the last firework, we had a word cloud shaped like a question mark. Like, as I say, the last firework for our information to you. The questions we wanted to explore were what we do and do not want to change, and what do we want to become? Phrases such as I like, I envision, I hope, or I aspire, I dream, was the direction we wanted to head. It's much easier to create, actually, a strategic plan with its goals, objectives, and timeline. Having specific topics to discuss, such as changes we'd like to see in our facilities, would have been much easier. Visioning is a foundational operation. We purposely did not review our mission or vision statement to provide a space to exclusively look towards the future. We wanted to see where the common concerns of this congregation lay. I think everyone in the room yesterday will attest. We had a lot of similar thought and emphasis around subjects of great importance to us. Creating the questions for the small groups was challenging. We slipped back for a while into the easier buckets of life at UU, topics such as caring, justice, welcoming, staff, worship, and music. By the way, that last list was one offered up by Cheryl Sukup, our consultant, as having excellent scores on our survey, all of those last things that I just read. Chris, who had led our group so successfully, then launched into some powerful soliloquies, both on paper and in our Zooms, to get us focused back to our core work. Somewhere in one of those wonderful soliloquies, he mentioned the phrase personal, congregational, and community as different touchstones of what we can dream about. That we have different aspirations for those three levels of our involvement. They seemed very different, but we learned yesterday how much the personal, congregational, and community focuses morph into each other, which is fine. There's no prescription for our dreams. Our consultant complimented us on the hard work we put into our session and said she thought dreaming was a little hard for us. We are mostly doers, not dreamers. The consultant will create a report of yesterday's, complete with the last exercise where we answered the question, who are we? That's the overview. I was totally impressed with the enthusiasm, good cheer, and deliberation of the entire group. The consultant also mentioned how congenial we all were with each other, which was hard when you can try to get people back from lunch, to work. I feel confident that armed with the vision we created yesterday, we will be able to create a strategic plan, if that is our choice, that carries all our hopes and wishes for the future. Since I was unable to reach Cheryl for copies of the flow charts, I hesitate to summarize our findings. You're probably glad I'm not going to anyway. But it will be out before too long, and we will send it along, perhaps by the snippet whisperer again. Thank you for your great work yesterday, and stay tuned. Change, directed by you, is coming.
That's fun. Thank you so much. I'm not going to talk long. I was an interested observer yesterday. I tried to stay out of the mix. I took pictures. I handled the AV to some degree of success. It just meant turning it on, really. But I was impressed by those who are here. And the level of energy, the level of commitment, the level of love, the level of intellect, all of those things and more that they brought to a conversation yesterday. It's true that the DNA of the typical Unitarian Universalist shone through. We want to problem solve, and we want to get down to specific planning. Let's what are we going to do? And yet it proved a little bit tougher to stay back and keep that wider reference, which is really what I want to talk about briefly, just very briefly this morning. The other thing that I noticed is that the values that we hold, that we've been talking about all year, shone through. That those values that our fellow congregants across the country are pulling forward to sort of help identify us to a better degree. Those values of love and justice and equity, of generosity, of pluralism, of interconnection and interdependence, all shone through in the conversations yesterday. We are Unitarian Universalists in whatever way that means. We had conversations about that as well yesterday. Are we a religion or are we a spiritual community? Well, what are we? And so that's the kind of level we wanted to stay at. What we didn't do yesterday, as Chris mentioned, is we didn't spend a lot of time looking backwards, but But as this process continues, and it will continue, and if you weren't here yesterday, I promise you, you will have an opportunity to engage in this visioning that we're doing. It is an ongoing process, and it will take some time for us to get to that point when we can clearly articulate that vision and then build a sort of a statement under that that allows us to move forward together. So, my only comments are that as we move forward, may we strive to keep in mind the widest possible frame of reference. May we remember that the story of humankind is linked inseparably from the continuous unfolding story of the earth and all its creatures. A story filled with wonder and breathtaking beauty. It's also a story filled with the harsh realities of birth and death, of pain and loss, of hatred and denial, of reconciliation and rejuvenation. We Unitarian Universalists are a hope-filled people, believing that we have reached a point in our own evolution where we actually have influence as to how this story will play out. And so we must strive to use all our faculties of mind and heart and hands each and every day as if it matters, to learn about this world and its creatures, to conserve and enlarge upon the heritage of values that we've received from our forebears, and transmit them to the next generation through positive action tempered by humility. And we need to continue to care for one another as if our own lives depended upon it, because they do. Let us live our values and practice gratitude. Let's grow to understand that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a virtue that leads to ever-deepening awareness that we are one, that we need one another, and that we will only survive if we can find a way to love. I hope you will continue to be interested and engaged in this ongoing process. It's a great group that's leading us. We have a long way to go. Join in. This congregation has so much to offer, including this process of visioning, who we will be. That work requires our time, our talent, and our treasure. The morning's offering for the ongoing mission of this congregation will be gratefully received.
We come from the fire, living in the fire. Go back to the fire, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to We come from the mountain, living on the mountain. Go back to the mountain, turn the world around. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Oh, so is life. Ah, so is life. Do you know who I am? Do I know who you are? See me
guys sound great today. Thank you so much. Not that you don't always, but just. All right, those of you who are members, your presence is respectfully requested next Sunday after the service for our annual meeting where we do the business of the congregation. We will elect new officers. We will vote in the budget, all those very important things. So if you're a member, right here in this space next Sunday right after the service. We have a great forum after the service today, led by Myrtle October, visionary leader and founder of Threat to Thriving, Inc., which is also the title of her presentation this morning. Threat to Thriving's mission is to create a more compassionate and inclusive society by addressing the root causes of criminal justice issues. The gallery is still open, and I hope you'll go down there and enjoy the creativity of local artist Sandra Yayadi, who will be displayed. The exhibit will be displayed through March. Next week, our coming-of-age youth will be joining us once again in the sanctuary as essayist and storyteller Amy Bennett Williams will join me for the service to talk about the art of communication. And the concert next Sunday with Fernando Lopez Flores, who played here a couple of weeks ago. If you were here, there's nothing else to say. It was remarkable, and so I hope you'll, I think there's places to sign up today on the pavilion, part of our pavilion concert series. I look forward to that immensely. And now, let's rise in body and spirit and sing our closing song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. We come together in a place that exists between the dreaming and the doing, a place of safety, a place of caring, a place for growth, a place to build courage, a place to find our voice and launch our dreams. This place, this life, these people. Go in peace, go in love. Have a wonderful day.